So if you would like, you can put your questions in the Q&A. If you need to sign your question, please put signed question in the Q&A, and I will, we can promote you to panelist, turn on your camera, and you can sign your question that way. So there is one in here. Right. Okay. So this is a comment from an audience who knows one of our subjects in the videos. So it's a comment of the unique gestures. So the first, the little girl in the new unique gestures one. And they want to let us know that she still uses the tapping on the head, you know, and further on from when this video was taken, so a few years on, she's still using, and it is certainly communicative. And so they were reflecting how it was great to see her, you know, kind of these in her younger days. Okay, and another question, some other questions coming through. So at what age would you start introducing sign language to a deafblind child? I don't think that there's any particular age. I think there is a set of circumstances that need to be right and prime for that to happen. And a lot of that is going to be covered in quality interactions. So you have to lay a foundation for the emergence of meaning and shared understanding. And you do that through quality interactions. And then potentially if signing is an accepted form of communication by the network around the child, there would be a tick to proceed with that. But you also need to know how they're going to access that. So do they have adequate vision? If they don't have adequate vision, if we modify it visually, can they access it? And if maybe we're uncertain about that as well, maybe we offer that in a tactile form for under their hands or on their bodies. So I don't know that there's any particular age. I think there needs to be a set of circumstances that are right. You certainly can do it from birth, but whether that's going to mean anything to the child except be a random sequence of touches and feelings from someone else, I don't know. I think this is a process that needs to be and place that needs to become come to with the team. Yep. But I think that will be unpacked a lot more in our quality interactions webinar. Do you think families of deafblind children should learn Auslan? So I can have a clinical opinion, but that's not necessarily the most important thing. So if we are working, best practice indicates that you are family-centered in your interventions. And so you are working with the belief systems and values of the family and sharing your clinical knowledge and beliefs about certain decisions. But in the end, it comes down to the decision of the family and also the resources available to do something like that. So if you do you have classes that you could go to? Are those classes at times that you can get to? Can you take your child with you, or do you have to find a babysitter? So just the day-to-day practicals of some of those things can be barriers to learning a whole new language. But I do think there is a grand place for signing in the deafblind community. And there's so many ways that it can be modified to be accessible. I think it's worth considering for many children with deafblindness. That is my clinical opinion. But again, that doesn't necessarily have to be the family's decision. So can we access a recording of the Quality Interaction webinar if we aren't able to attend at the time? Yes, it will be recorded. I would register anyway for the webinar, and then you know that you will be notified once the recording is available. And I think there's maybe time for one more question. How would you, as a practitioner, approach suggesting communication methods to parents who are hesitant about using communication methods that aren't based on speech, such as visual, tactile, or signing? So one way we do that is maybe creating a life space model for the child in conjunction with the parents. So the life space model was a topic of one of our other webinars. So having that discussion and creating exploring each space from the perspective of the parent, also comparing that to medical reports, and then maybe coming to a decision about what they're actually going to be able to access. And is speech going to be their strongest way of accessing information, accessing communication? And if it's not, you maybe come to that decision together based on the information that you have, and then look at the other senses and which are the stronger ones and which ones might be actually able to be much more accessible to the child. But not an easy conversation. They really are quite difficult conversations to have clinically sometimes. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the webinar. Thank you to our interpreters, Megan and Naomi, our captioner, Lee, and to everybody attending today, plus those who have so generously shared videos of themselves and that have supported our learning today.